The office, we meet every morning in an employee office meeting, and one of the questions that we address on an ongoing basis when I ask them what's been the most asked question is this for real? Or the other question is, what makes this different? Well, let's look at it. Because there's a lot of opportunities that you can join. There's a lot of things out there. And you know, from the surface, you can't really tell one from the other. You know what I think really makes a difference here is how this came together. See, I never planned to have anything to do with network marketing again. I was just burnt out. You too? I wasn't a member of the NFL club. I didn't want to call, you know. So I just went to traditional business. Now, here's something you need. I love trends. I love to be in front of it. I've been in front of it too. The first one was solar. Carter was president. They were offering tremendous tax credits. I'm 28 years old, making 150 grand a year. I thought I had this financial thing figured out. Reagan gets in the White House. Love Reagan. But he gets in the White House, one of the first things he does is cuts tax credits. So that industry went to pot. I went bankrupt. 29 years of age. I realized I didn't have this financial thing figured out. So along for a few years, we got into the cellular business at the advent of cellular. We're the ones that, I guess, kind of invented the free cell phone giveaway. Everybody else was out there selling them for $300 or $400. Gary told me they were going to pay me $600, $650 per activation. Phone calls was going to be around $300. I said, you mean I can make $300 and give them away? They said, well, why would you want to do that when you can sell them? Carriers at that time, or our agents at that time for the carrier were doing about 200, if they were huge, they were doing about 200 numbers a month. Smalls were doing 10, 15, 20 numbers a month. We started giving them away, it was making doing 2,000 numbers a month. We became the largest agent in the Southeast with offices from Myrtle Beach to Mississippi. Same plan, same phone model, same everything, different marketing arrangement. So when I was really just in the financial wasteland and praying for restoration, I happened through a process of conversations to happen to hear that the home grocery delivery business was one of the fastest growing new trends in America. So that caught my attention, new trend. And I got to digging into it. And I found out that it was at about $1 billion. The next 10 years they were expecting it to be about $85 billion. Or 87, what was it? 85. I realized that actually 4 or 5 of the large major companies, there's 2 majors, but there's 4 or 5 that are pretty large. They're all traditional business. So I knew that if you compared that to the cellular what we did, see we didn't sign people up in the cellular, but we used a referral market. And we would pay you to refer customers to us. And so that's how we grew fast and had the best deal in town. So I thought, well, you know, if we have that same situation here with the grocery business, I believe I can do a referral market. And since I know referrals and that marketing angle, I think that I could probably in the next 10 years build something where I can have 10, 15, 20 billion of that market. And so I put a little referral program together. And it was just that. There's no networking whatsoever. And in the meantime, Sue Pierce, my great friend, would call me with her deal of the week. And I'd say, Sue, man, I'm going to give her a hand. And I'd say, Sue, I hope you make $1 million, but I'm just not interested. And some of them sounded pretty good. But I was just at that point where I just didn't want to do it, you know? And the more she talked to me, the more that she got excited about what we were doing. And she was saying, man, there's just any way that we could get this out into the networking arena. I think that could really be strong. And I said, Sue, there's no way. It's too complicated. It's too whatever. Now, let me explain something to you. The hardest thing that was for me to wrap my head around this when I first got into the business was not having that global mentality. Maybe you have it, you're networking, you want to grow, you know, you don't want to be too graphically constrained to anything. Well, the grocery delivery business is that. It's very constrained. It's constrained to a very small block. As a matter of fact, in Pensacola, it's constrained to about 20 miles east and west and 20 miles north and south. Now, when you're thinking about the grocery delivery business as being your business, and you've been an entrepreneur with a global mindset, to shrink that down to a 20 by 20 is pretty hard to do. So I started running some numbers. And I want to show y'all something. Out of this market right here, 85 billion in 5 to 10 years. Can everybody see this okay?
Yes.
And 85 in the next 10 years. That means we're in front of the trend. That's where I like to be. I mean, you know, you can't gather your chips after the time it's gone.
That's right.
Right? Now, I look at these other companies. Now, Peabody is a company that I just adore. I haven't met them. I'm going to hope to. But they're just a great company, delivery company up north. They, like the other companies that we're finding, have about an 80% customer retention ratio. And in a 12 to 15-year period, they've developed 100,000 customers with an 80% customer retention. How many of you would like to have an 80% customer retention in any of your business? As a matter of fact, that's probably the reason that you left other businesses, because you don't have customer retention. Right? Well, I wanted to see if it was a good deal for people. Let's see if grocery delivery is a good deal. So I got out the national averages. Cost per mile operated vehicle, we just said 60 cents. I think that's higher now. Average distance to a grocery store is 3 miles each way. That's 6 miles. The average impulse buys per visit is $10. So just on the raw expense is $13.60. Now, if you average your time to go to the grocery store, it's 60 minutes, 62 minutes actually. 42 shopping, 10 minutes driving each way. Now, let's say you make from $8 to $20 an hour. That's $21 to $33 that it costs you to go to the grocery store. That's fact, right? Now, I got to look at our little market in Pensacola. And I figured out that in Pensacola alone, how many of y'all have been to Pensacola? It's not a real big city, right? I mean, it's just a nice little, what I call B market. There is $87 million being spent on groceries every month in Pensacola. I couldn't even imagine what's being spent in Orlando.